ආයුබෝවන් සුබ සන්ධ්‍යාවක්. දැන් වෙලාව හරියටම 5:02 මිනිත්තු 20යි. ඔබ මේ විදිහට එකතු වෙලා ඉන්නේ Good News Radio නාලිකාවේ සතියන්ත සජීවී විකාශයත් සමගයි. ඉතින් අද 2024 වර්ෂයේ නොවැම්බර් මාසයේ 23 වෙනිදා සෙන්සුරාදා දවස. ඉතින් සෙන්සුරාදා දවස කියලා කියන්නේ ගුණ ජය සතුට පදනමට වගේම Good News Radio අපටත් සුවිශේෂී දවසක්. ඉතින් මේ සුවිශේෂී දවසේ තවත් එක් සුවිශේෂී වැඩසටහනක් ආරම්භ කරන්නටයි අපි මේ සූදානම් වන්නේ. ඉතින් කවදාවත් වගේම good volunteer segment එකත් එක්ක අද කාලයකට පස්සේ අපිත් සමග සම්බන්ධ වෙනවා ගුණ ජය සතුට පදනමේ ගරු නිර්මාතෘතුමා සභාපතිතුමා ගරු කුෂිල් ගුණසේකර මැතිතුමන්. ඉතින් අද සෙන්සුරාදා දවසේ එතුමන්ටත් රාජකාරී බොහොමයි. ඉතින් මේ රාජකාරී කැප කරගෙන එතුමන් good news radio ඔබ අමතන්න අද good news radio මැදිරියට ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නවා. ඉතින් එතුමන් සමග තවත් සුවිශේෂී ආරාධිත මුත්තන් දෙන්නෙක් good news radio මැදිරියට අද ඇවිල්ලා ඉන්නවා. ඉතින් ඔවුන් දෙන්නගේ නමින් කිව්වොත් රේස් and සෑම් ඔවුන් දෙදෙනා මාස දෙකකට ආසන්න කාලයක් අපගේ ක්‍රීඩා පුහුණු මධ්‍යස්ථානයේ ක්‍රීඩා පුහුණු කිරීම කටයුතු සිදු කළා. ඉතින් අපි ආරම්භ කරමු good volunteer segment එක මේ විදියට. ඉතින් ගෞරවණීය ආරාධනා කරනවා ගරු කුෂිල් ගුණසේකර මැතිතුමනි ඔබතුමන්ට ඔබගේ හඬ අවදි කරන්නට.
සත්වේවා පැතුම් සුබ සන්ධ්‍යාවක් වේවා කියලා.
සුබ සන්ධ්‍යාවක්.
Right. Today I think we're going to basically engage in the good volunteer segment. So we have two very special guests from the UK. That is Sam and Rice. They've been here almost for 6 weeks. 6 weeks or more. But you know, whenever we get volunteers for the Foundation of Goodness, we always recognize, acknowledge them. You know, it's our duty to praise them, value them, you know, to extend our gratitude, because gratitude is the best attitude. And, you know, it's also good to get their voice heard on a positive angle, because this is all good news. But at the same time, you know, you can make recommendations, you know, constructive criticism, whatever. Because that will help us to raise the bar and keep going. But we are extremely, you know, delighted that the two of you have taken the time and to be here with us. I know you're both from the University of Worcester and also into cricket coaching, pursuing a degree in wanting to become top class, you know, cricket coaches, and that's very helpful to us because, you know, cricket is in the heart and mind and the blood of all Sri Lankans. So for you to come all the way from England and come to our village of Sinigam and do coaching in the surrounding areas, including the sports academy, is really phenomenal. You know, truly a delightful, you know, aspect of our programs. And you know, I always say that you can give anything, but when you give of your time, that is priceless, because you can't take that back, you can't relive that time. So therefore, whatever you've done, you know, is truly something that you can rejoice as you go advancing in years. You know, you give your energy, you give your resources, you know, you care and share. There's a lot of energy that you put in. So, and also the self-worth for you as well, as you keep advancing the confidence, the inspiration, and looking back at what you did unasked is always a superior deed of compassion. So I want to thank you, you know, from the bottom of my heart, on behalf of the Foundation of Goodness, for what you have done over the last 6 months, unconditionally, you know, which is truly something that is so significant, extraordinary. And you know, for us to have volunteers of your caliber coming and imparting that know-how to rural disadvantaged communities, the kids, the girls, you know, the boys, the youth, and you know, also you know, a collective team, and giving of your, you know, ideas and suggestions. You know, so let's talk through that as we go along. But as always, it's my duty as the you know, probably the caretaker of the Foundation of Goodness, that I wanted to actually talk to you. And you know, there's a saying that the beauty of life depends on how happy others are because of us, and the two of you have demonstrated that amply, and really, you know, pleased and delighted. You know, when you help those who cannot repay the favor, that itself defines, you know, compassion. So what you've done will be on air. It'll get into YouTube later, and that segment will also be sent to you so that you can share it with your, you know, loved ones and, you know, family and friends and whatever. But it's our duty to actually have a chat with you and, you know, understand what you've been doing here, how you came here. I know I also must not forget that, you know, we've had this exceptional partnership with the University of Hallam in Sheffield, and then from there to the University of Worcester. So it's been really, really enriching, you know, your time here. And I know already you have given a report called 40 Days in Action. And then the positives and the negatives as well, which really helps us, you know, to raise the bar, so to say. So we value your time, we value the effort that you put in. It was all unasked. So, you know, and the lives that you impacted, you know, they would have looked at you and learned so much, you know, and I hope they will put that into practice. And again, you know, really, really appreciative of your, you know, superb commitment and dedication, for which we salute you and applaud you, and may you go from happiness to happiness and success to success. So, whom should I start with? Start with Rise? Sam? Okay. Right, Sam. Okay, here you go.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay,
So, Sam, just, you know, if you can outline how you came to be here and what your experience is, and what you think of the Foundation Goodness activities and how you got engaged in it. You know, I know you might have had some problems with the food because it's too spicy. But over to you.
Okay, first and foremost, just massive thank you to you and the organization for taking both myself and Sam. I feel like it's almost forgotten that although we're coming out here experiencing, you know, all these things and giving and stuff like that, but it also helps us, you know. We may be impacting a bunch of lives, but all of those lives impact us significantly. It's also a transaction, you know. Everyone is helping us, we are helping them. It's an amazing sort of cultural experience that we get to have the opportunity, thanks to you yourself, you know, at the foundation, the University of Worcester, and just we get to experience an amazing country, Sri Lanka. Amazing so far, and hopefully amazing for the rest of our stay. Yeah.
Of course.
Just a little bit about myself. We're from the University of Worcester. We do a cricket coaching and management course. So on this course, we learn all about sort of the business side of cricket and how, as a cricket coach, you can thrive in the industry within the UK. But coming out here to Sri Lanka, it's so different, you know. So I have a level 2 cricket coaching qualification in England, but coming out here, you know, you get unqualified coaches who are 10 times the coach I am and 10 times the coach I will ever be, because they've been doing it all their lives. You know, they've been coaching cricket since maybe 8 years old. You get these young Sri Lankan cricketers who are taught by their parents.
Yeah.
And then maybe they get to 8 to 10 years old, and then they start coaching their parents, because they go off to all these schools and their competitions, and they give them the experiences that, you know, the parents have never had and stuff like that. Amazing opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, the experience itself, I mean, I know you said it's a two-way experience.
Absolutely.
Because, you know, I've also talked to so many volunteers, and they also say that they're humbled by the experience, and, you know, that's also important to keep a balance, so to say. But I must say also from England, you know, we've had some really, truly enriching partnerships, you know, especially when it comes to cricket, whether it's MCC at Lords or, you know, Surrey County, or, you know, all these, you know, you might not know these statistics, but 255 English schools over the last 17 years since we built the 2 grounds has toured our village to play cricket, including the best two schools, Harrow and Eton, and everyone else.
Incredible. Incredible.
So 255 and about 75 Australian schools so far have come. So again, after the COVID, it just declined a bit, but I see the trend of it picking it up. And then next year on our books, at least we have 40 teams pre-booked. And this year we've already had about 32, 34. And in December we have about another 8 to come from England. So it's been a real, game changer. Because I know kids who actually played against the opposition of the English and Australian. And this boy couldn't speak English. Now it comes to my mind. He plays some good cricket. He's now playing for the Premier Division as well. But from age 13, he started to learn English only by, playing cricket against such opposition. Not sledging, of course, but but that's the way he actually probably thought is an avenue for him to open the doors to learn the universal language of English. But I always take this time to convey my sincere gratitude to the United Kingdom for their role in which they played as we come to the 20th commemoration of the tsunami anniversary just in probably under a month now. So we are very happy to see the two of you, and I'm sure with you being the first to come here and set your foot with the Foundation of Goodness, there will be already, I see 2 others who have followed suit, and I'm sure when you go back there will be so many others who may want to come and emulate what you've done. And to that end and context, we are really very, very delighted, to say the least, that you're here. But as much as if you carry back some fond memories of Sri Lanka first, and then the Foundation of Goodness because of your stay here, that would be awesome. So can I now ask Rice for his experience and Sam? Sorry, go on. I'm saying Sam. Yeah. Sam, yes, yeah, okay.
Okay, yeah, that's to say for myself, thank you for not just at the foundation, but the whole village of Sinagama. Everyone's been so nice and welcoming to us. Even, I remember on our first day, we got a bit lost on our way back, and 2 locals, without even us asking, showed us the way to the foundation. Just everyone here is so just nice and forgiving and just so kind without even asking. It's just amazing to see. And I would say I remember our first session here, like the under 13, under 15 boys. Probably one of the best experiences I know I can say I've had, and I'm really coaching them, because they were just so into it and excited. Individually after the session, each one of them took their time personally to both of us to come say thank you. And it was one of the best feelings I've personally ever had as a coach and just a human. It was just an amazing experience. And we say about bringing fond memories back from Sri Lanka. Like we had the fortunate enough to go on a trip up to Jaffna with the foundation to go do a camp up there, and just seeing some of the surroundings on I think it was a 10 hour, 11 hour journey, and then in Jaffna it was just I can't describe it. It was just amazing. And again, we shared I think with 4 different coaches on the journey, and just seeing they all have their individual obviously life experiences. You can see that in their coaching. They all there for the kids, but all their individual knowledge is just, you can tell it's not been taught, it's been learned through all their, it's just, obviously we've learned, but most of our knowledge is taught. It's just so different, and it's good to see different ways of life, and it's been amazing, really.
Yeah, thanks very much. And yes, good that you reminded me of the visit to the North, I think last weekend. I know it was a terrific experience for you. You haven't been to the North. I know probably the heat and the humidity must have got to you as well. But nevertheless, you somehow went with our coaching staff and conducted the camp. And it's so good to see talent coming out from the North as well. And I think it's the first time that I think in the under 17 and under 19, I think we've had 3 from the North representing those age categories nationally, and that is massive, because they've had the chance to strive in gaining selection for so many years, but boy Viskant, who played. He was also part of our, sponsorship package from the MCC. He's now gone in to do, much greater things and got upgraded. So, all these things, resonate when we only speak with each other about the engagements and interactions. So, it's really very powerful, that what the two of you have done, and also, getting hold of, ladies cricket, is becoming very popular in Sri Lanka. I mean, 15 years ago, Sam and Rice, I never could imagine that girls would come to play cricket, like what they are doing now. And especially having beaten India in the Asia Cup final, it went into like the 96 World Cup final that the boys won. So, it's been a massive, change, and now, because so many are coming on so we need more grounds, I guess. I mean, everyone is coming to practice, and, they are looking at creating their own future career and advancing. And I know, for example, there's a girl who, came to play in our academy from the Devapati Raja School, which is the best, ladies cricket team, in the entire island, for a very long time. There are one or two others as well, who've done really good. But I remember this girl, Kavisha Dilhari, coming, around when she was 14, and by 17 she started to play for Sri Lanka. And she's the one who scored that 6, to finish off the game, against India. And she came from a very, very humble family, because we have been sponsoring them for a very long time. And, it gives me a great feeling, like the two of you would, experience this bliss. She's now driving her own car. She's got a contract from Sri Lanka Cricket. Then when she tours all over the world, she's still, I think, 23, 24. And she's got a good career ahead, because she's an all-rounder. I think a batting all-rounder more. So she bowls off spin, and she earns from a village kind of background, rural perspective. She earns, a very significant remuneration, which, thanks to cricket, has given that kind of opportunity. So, I know you have also helped to fine-tune some of the techniques. I know that, like both of you said, our coaches and mainly, our cricketers have learned through the process, more with experience. But, it's in the blood of Sri Lankans. If they're coached or not, when they get onto the field, they just play a different brand of cricket. And I remember I was there during the third test match, during the second test match at Lord's, when we lost both matches to England. And I think, our team put together a unique Sri Lankan brand of cricket that we played in the third test match at Surrey. And from there, I can only see the cricket have really enhanced its game, and we are reviving into our old, old kind of form. And, we've beaten quite a few sides now, from that time to now, and I'm hoping that we would have a similar success currently, playing against South Africa. So, it's actually been great to have you both, and, thanks for doing what you did. And I'm positively sure that when you go back, the blessings of this, undertaking, with your compassionate and giving heart, will give you, so much more happiness in your lives. And, I know for sure you will. Goodness, I have learned, is the one investment that never fails. So I want to wish the two of you nothing but the best. And when you do the best for others, you experience the best for yourself. So, and nothing multiplies so much as kindness. So, I know you'll be, going in another direction, but don't forget, when you become coaches, to come back anytime, and you can consider us at your disposal, the Foundation of Goodness, anytime. If you come to Sri Lanka, even on holiday, and someday you might be getting married, right? So, or having girlfriends, and bring them here as well to Sri Lanka. So, but truly, our best wishes go out to you, and with many great blessings for you to elevate your career, your success story, and also to experience more good fortune. But before you go, do you have anything else other than, do you have anything more to say, or Rise?
I mean, you say about sort of changing in a person. Absolutely. This is going to be, I'm going to go home to my parents, my girlfriend, my friends, and they're all going to be telling me how much I've changed. Obviously, I've lived with myself for the past 3 months.
That's positive news.
Yeah, I've not witnessed any change. To me, I'm normal, but I'm going to go back probably, and they're going to keep telling me, "Oh, you're so weird. You're so mature. What's this about?" With Sam, obviously, he probably hasn't noticed, but I've noticed changes within him, just because of how sort of humbling and down to earth this place is, and the opportunities we've been given here. It's amazing. I'm sure you know about it.
I agree with Reese. I mean, obviously we came here, I think around 2 months ago now, and even in this short time, because of both our experiences and our personal experience has been, you can tell when Reese, like I said, he might not notice it himself, but seeing him every day, sharing a room with him, doing everything together, I've known him the last 2 years, he's definitely matured as a person, as a human. And you can see that just in his everyday life, every hour. It's just, I don't want to say like he's grown up, but he's like just improved. It's great to see.
Actually, it's a very good point that you raised, because I'm so pleased that you, in an open-hearted chat, said this, because I met a lot of volunteers. We've had at least 75 volunteers come annually. Groups of volunteers have come. Many have made this remark, especially from England. Other countries too. But I met some very affluent, volunteers who come from that background. And I'll tell you one story that should resonate with you. So at this girls' school come and only do sports in terms of volunteering. And the day she was going, she was crying. So I knew, she was finding, her emotions running high. But I went up to her and asked her, "Tell me, why is it that you're crying when not many others are?" But so she said to me, "Look, I come from a very affluent, very posh background, and there's a lot of, rich culture within our community, but I don't even know the next door neighbor, or, we don't interact too much." But she said that every day when I come to the sports, there's a girl who's living in a very humble home, and she calls her and shares her bun for tea, and also gives her a cup of tea. And she said, "I'm shocked out of disbelief that someone of her background is calling me and giving me to share the bun and a cup of tea and all of that." So she said that really was a humbling experience for her, to change her ways and not to be demanding with the parents anymore, and to be content and with what they get. So I know like that so many have told me various stories that have also enriched their quality of life. So I'm glad that you confessed and said what has to be said, because it's like I said, it's a two-way thing. Whilst the kids benefit tremendously from you, you also enhance your self-worth, and that also becomes a motivating factor. The confidence will grow, and you'll be grounded up with a nice nature. Because one thing I know, as having run the Foundation of Goodness now for 25 years, is that education can definitely make you rich, resourceful. You can travel all the world. Without values, right, you cannot be a happy person. So I've seen too many people who have, been learned are in unhappy situations. So once you have your values instilled in you, then I think you don't have to worry about your future, with a balance in terms of the resources as well as the happiness. Now, I have a special segment here for the two of you. There's this girl called Natali, and she is called the English Little Star. And since you come from England, and one of the things in the villages we have is there's the problem of the girls and boys not communicating. They're very talented, they're clever, they're so smart, bright, but they're shy and embarrassed, or have the fear in communicating in English. But we found this lovely lady of 12 years, Natali, who speaks very good English. She's confident. She's coming and saying, I'll do the Good News Radio. I'm going to speak and all of that. So I think she also is learning to become a good volunteer. So now she, having experience in this very room, she's telling me she wants to ask questions from you. So over to Natali.
Okay, thank you. And before asking questions, I welcome you all to my life, because in this institute I have met many people like compeers, directors, likewise many people. And then this is the first day which I met coaches,
Cricket coaches.
Yeah. So welcome to my life. So first, welcome to my life. And then I will ask my first question from both of you. What do you think about this institute? Yes.
I mean, not much to say. It can be described in one word, really. Amazing. It's giving opportunities to people all across Sri Lanka, all of these villages that are being, impacted by the foundation. It's truly remarkable. I feel that hopefully it's like a snowball. So obviously a snowball fall down the hill and continue to get bigger and bigger. I hope that it truly just continues to get bigger and have more impact and stuff like this. So yeah.
I think Reese summed up pretty perfectly, to be honest. It's amazing. Like, as we walk around, especially the villa, we see all the different lessons going on, whether it's English, women's empowerment, cooking, seeing all these, like, just people of the village who normally, without the foundation, wouldn't have the opportunity to go and learn all these new experiences. And because of the Shield and the foundation, they have this opportunity to go and learn in these new life skills. And like Reese said about the snowball effect, we hope and we can see all the new plans and developments for the foundation to expand across all of Sri Lanka. And we'd love to see how this develops in the next 5 years, how many more of these facilities are helping people around all of Sri Lanka.
So thank you. And my next question is also for both of you. Why both of you like to play cricket and coach?
They're English. Oh, sorry.
I'll let Sam answer that, because when he was very young, he starts. So I think maybe 1 year old he starts. So I'll let him answer.
I mean, we both have very different experiences. So my family, they love cricket. So my family got to experience playing it. So from when I was quite young, I think 1 year old, my granddad especially had a picture of me and my cot and a mini cricket bat. So from a young age, I was pushed into cricket, and that's how my love developed for the sport. Whereas I think Reese, as a child, he played a lot more sports. And then as he got older, he started to realise, he started playing with his friends at school, a passion for cricket. And ever since then, he's fallen in love with it.
Yeah, absolutely. You play the sport, you coach the sport, you learn about this game that I don't know any other sports that have so many rules and regulations and stuff like this. It's like life. You learn something new every time you play it. You play different people from different places, and that they come to you with more stuff that they've learned and different shots that they play, and it's just a learning experience through and through. And that's probably one of the things I enjoy most about cricket.
And Natali, it's England that invented this game of cricket, and so we are very blessed to be following, playing playing cricket. And as now your friends are also playing cricket. So
yeah, in my school also in my class also, I think more than 5 are playing cricket, and 2 of them are come to this institute to practice.
Oh wow, very nice.
Do you play?
No,
No, why not?
I swim.
She swims. Okay, good.
And then my next question is, what are the special experiences you got from here?
That's a great question, actually. I feel the best one, the most meaningful to me, is how humble everyone is here. So both myself and Sam, we're currently we are sat doing a radio show with the foundation, the founder of a $25 million foundation. Incredible feat that, this man is 100 times the man I am right now, and yet he still takes, an hour of his time to have lunch with me and hear my point of view. It feels that our point of view really, really matters to him. It's truly amazing that you humble yourself and value other people's opinions as much as you do. And thank you for that.
Yeah, I try to be positive all the time, man. Harness everybody's positive side and look at the look at the ways in which they can contribute towards bettering the journey of life humanely. So I think I want to thank everyone. No one person knows everything, right? Yeah. So there are a lot of things that, for example, when you said you never know another sport which has more rules than this, it just came to my mind. I'm still learning the rules. Yeah. So every time, I kind of talk to so many volunteers or so many village boys and girls and ladies and men. I learn so many things. So there is never a day that you don't learn something new. Yeah. So you have to be open to it and you be humble. So that's been an integral part of my life. Thank you for reminding me.
Humble is definitely especially one, but I would have to say probably just how, might sound simple, but how happy everyone is. I don't think there's a day where I've been out in Sinagama or the foundation, there hasn't been a smile on everyone's face, or it's just back home. They might be enjoying life, but you don't really see them smiling and sharing it with others. Whereas everyone here, there's a massive smile and they're doing the best thing they can to help others. And it's just so nice to see, you'll see one person struggling, a minute later there's 5 people who've gone over to try and help them, and it's just so nice to see that people give up their time and even if they're doing their own job, they'll give that up to go and help someone else in need. And it's just so nice to see over here.
Definitely. I think in England, people are more self-obsessed, So everyone has the things going on inside their own head, but the people from England, I feel they prioritize it more. So if, a car on the side of the road in England breaks down and they need, a tire change, someone's on their way to work, they won't stop. But here, you'll have, as he said, you'll have 5 different people working on it, lifting the tuk-tuk. It's truly amazing.
Yeah. I think, kindness is something that I always advocate, because that multiplies in abundance. And, if you have kindness, and generosity, then, humanity eventuates, with goodness. So, and I think, the future generations like this Natali at 12, is going to make an impact. And, I'm sure, who knows, she probably will be an integral part of the foundation management in the future.
Love to say what? Yes, you think so?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
and you would tell what your interest in learning with the future in mind. That you said
Archaeologist.
Archaeologist.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Archaeologist. Oh my goodness. So when I'm no more, you can talk about archaeology. Yeah.
Do you think the foundation would be big enough to have an archaeologist?
Yeah, I'm sure. We'll try to create some space for
Okay. You have a position. That's good.
There's always, we embrace everyone who comes, and try to, find how we marine biologists and so many people
you
who
facilitate
come,
them.
Architect. Yeah, we facilitate. And, everyone this is one of the ways in which we have grown as well. When everyone worldwide, globally has said, can you take this on? I've said, yes, I can. So that's how we've got a dental clinic. And that's the only dental clinic in the whole of Sri Lanka, free of cost. I never knew anything about oral hygiene care or dentistry or anything. But it's the only one that is free of cost and is still sustaining, on its own. We don't charge anything. But when they gave it to this Aviva in the UK, when they gave it to me, they said, there's no sustainable funding, but we can put this up for you. But to date, we've seen over 28,000 from 48 villages and
Exactly,
still counting. Yeah. So archaeology, yeah, maybe you might create a department.
Yeah, okay.
So I have another question. What do you think about cricket players in Sri Lanka, like the tier followers?
I mean, I think the first thing we both noticed at the start, the natural talent in Sri Lanka is miles and miles further ahead than England. It's ridiculous. Like, I still remember that first session. We're watching the kids bat, bowl, field. It was just, I remember we looked over to each other and it's like our jaws had just dropped at like these 13-year-olds, 15-year-olds just doing things you'd expect from like 19, 20-year-olds back home. It was just so impressive to see. It was just jaw-dropping how the natural talent over here, and how at the start we didn't understand how you go from this natural talent to then when you get older it just kind of fades, and it's like, with the talent we've seen, Sri Lanka should be top of the international every year. It's just,
Well, you have the young players with their parents. They give them a cricket bat, start throwing it as hard as they can at the kid. The child has the only option to survive is to play a pull shot or a cover drive. So it's, of course they're going to be amazing and better, but it's figuring out how to better the cricket stages at the later stages of their life. So it's amazing. They play more cricket when they're younger, so much more cricket than in England, but then England catch up because we have facilities and stuff
Absolutely,
like this. It's annoying that we have such an advantage when younger we're not as good, but how can Sri Lanka make up for that gap? It's part of why we're here for some of it.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of academies have also posed this question to me, because every time when the under 13, 15, 17, 19 age categories come here, Sri Lanka is always on top of the game, but going beyond that, like you said, because of the standards, the systems, the discipline, the quality, then, you get to advance faster than we do. Probably political, aspects as well. But I must say we are innovators, so, batting at the top, you would never think that we would score, 80 runs in 10 overs, so 100 runs in 10. So Jayasuri and Kaluvitara, they changed that landscape, under the captaincy of Arjuna. But, that's how we started. Then we go into a deal scoop, then we try different aspects, and, the Lasit Malinga bowling, slinging action. And I remember once Nasser Hussain, he was commentating and he said, look, if these blokes come to play cricket in England, they would never be considered as cricketers. He said, it's time up now for England to look at some of these guys and get them into the team. Yeah. And also, while you are from England, I also must have to say something very specially about Sir Ian Botham. And he's been a very, very ardent fan of the Foundation of Goodness. He's walked, 240 kilometers from the north to the south every day and raised funds for us through the Laureus Sport for Good Foundation. He's been eternally following up with us, from the time he set foot here in 2005. Probably 3 months after the tsunami. Shane Warne was the first to come. After that, it was Sir Ian Botham, and he got Laureus Sport for Good Foundation involved in our sports initiative, and it's really gone, way beyond that I thought of on my own. But Sir Ian Botham continued to engage with us, and I remember taking the Murali Cup Unity team to England at Lord's, and he was having an interview on the ground. And that was very special. I remember in 2014. So can't forget, what he has done. He is truly phenomenal and absolutely, sparkling, so to say. But, we've had some, terrific, tremendous, unimaginable support from the UK. And I want to take this time, and convey, my heartfelt gratitude to everyone from the UK who helped us to go this far.
Absolutely.
As the saying goes that, if we walk together, then we can go far.
Yeah.
25 years on your shirt.
It's that's from 1999.
Well,
of course. But
so you're celebrating the anniversary
on the 21st of December.
Incredible.
Unfortunately, the two of you are not going to be there. But on the 26th of December, then we are commemorating the tsunami anniversary, of course, which is a very solemn kind of day, where we respectfully remember all those who perished, unfortunately. But we have left a legacy behind as a tribute for them, that, the new generations can prosper hugely.
Yeah.
So again, we have spoken for a long time. Thanks very much, and it's been an amazing, time having the two of you. I wish you again the very best, and please convey our best to everyone back home, especially your professor now.
Craig Williams. Craig Williams.
Craig Williams. Yeah. It's Craig who actually started to talk to me, and when Harvey, a professor at Harvey Anderson, when he started to introduce us to Craig, and then Craig had this discussion with me at the very outset, and I'm thankful to Harvey and Craig as well for getting both the universities involved here, and it's amazing in 25 years time. I mean, I only came to landscape my village and the two adjoining villages with opportunities and tried to help them to bridge this urban-rural divide. Can't believe that we are nearing 1,000 villages now, 20 centers around the country. Yeah, so it's been a mind-boggling journey, a lot of hard work, and a sea swim.
Well, 25 years in the making, as you say, but I can't imagine what cricket was like the first year of the foundation. Now, 25 years on, I can't wait to look back in 25 years' time from now and see both where the game of cricket has changed, where how Sri Lankans and how they play cricket has changed, and also the foundation. Yeah. 3 things I look forward to. But
I mean, actually, we are like the feeder. We find talent, we groom them, we get them to, play, and then, 3 have already, gone to represent, Sri Lanka at some stage or the other. Under 19, many of them. But also from ladies' perspective, currently we have 3 in the national team, 6 in the under 19 team. So, it's been wonderful, and it's always great to elevate the standards of those who haven't got the opportunity to excel in life. Thank you again for visiting our, Good News Radio, and many blessings. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.